I'm going to try to explain the annual Jewish holiday, festival, Passover, or Pesach as we call it in Hebrew. Let's jump into it. Passover is an 8-day festival that marks the Jews' liberation from slavery in ancient Egypt, as told in the book of Exodus. It's a holiday when we serve God out of a sense of love and gratitude. We have a lot of preparations to make, including cooking, buying food for Pesach, cleaning our homes to an extreme level of detail, all for the purpose of getting rid of any, you know what. Okay, I'll say it. Chametz. There, I've said it. Chametz is any food that contains wheat, barley, rye, oats, or spelt, which has sat in water for more than 18 minutes, which will make it become chametz, and you may not eat, derive benefit, or own it at all on Pesach. Chametz is completely forbidden during Passover, so we make sure to clean our homes and fully rid them of any leavened products. Now, what do we eat during Passover? During this holiday, we eat matzah, which is an unleavened bread made of only flour and water. It's to commemorate the Jewish people's hasty escape from Egypt, leaving no time for bread to rise in the process. In addition to matzah, we also eat various types of food that don't contain chametz, such as fruit, vegetables, eggs, and meat. On the first night of Passover, we have the main event, the Seder meal, which includes matzah, wine, and 6 specific symbolic foods, such as maror, which are bitter herbs, reminding us of the bitterness of slavery, charoises, a mixture of apple, nuts, cinnamon, and wine, representing the mortar that the Jewish slaves used to make bricks in ancient Egypt. And it symbolizes the sweetness and hope that our ancestors sustained during their struggles. Then there's the roast lamb shank bone called the zeroya, representing the lamb that was sacrificed and eaten by the Jews on the night they left Egypt. The bone serves as a reminder of the sacrifice our ancestors made to achieve freedom, as well as the paschal lamb. During the Seder meal, usually late at night and typically attended by family members, young and old, we retell the story of the Exodus from the Haggadah, which is a book that explains the traditions and rituals of Passover, including songs and stories, focusing on the important figures from Jewish history, such as Moses, Miriam, and Joseph. In every generation, we are obligated to view ourselves as if we were personally going out of Egypt, and the Seder is usually a lively event where the younger generation are encouraged to ask questions. The story is brought to life using things such as props relating to the 10 plagues, as well as a huge emphasis on the freedom we are now living, to show we are no longer slaves after God freed us from Egypt, with open miracles such as splitting the sea before giving us the Torah on Mount Sinai, which has guided our ancestors and the Jewish nation to this very day, surviving persecution and hardship while still clinging onto our holy traditions and values. It's worth anyone who's a friend or a colleague of a Jewish person observing Passover to be aware of things such as the complex restrictions, the time needed to take off work, and be disconnected from devices during the holy days of this festival. I'll finish by saying that we can all take a lesson from this festival of Passover, where we reflect on the importance of freedom, redemption, family, and gratitude. And it reminds us that even in the darkest times, there is hope for a brighter future, while striving to create a world where everyone can live freely and with dignity. Chag Pesach Sameach. I'll see you later.